This jacket is designed around throwing straight punches. I got the idea when I was reading a manga called Holy Land. It's about street fighting, and there's this character who mainly uses boxing, and he fights in some scenes in this tailored black jacket. And it got me thinking that if you're actually fighting in a tailored jacket, it would honestly restrict your movement quite a lot because the arms are so tight. So the seams of this arm run in a way that follows that motion, and they end in these padded gloves that are padded with the same type of foam that actual boxing gloves are padded with, so it'll protect your knuckles. And it was really important to me that despite all that functionality, I kept the appearance of a cool tailored jacket. You know what I mean? I've actually had this small piece of shark leather that I've been wanting to use for a while. I made these arm guards, kind of, and I had seams run through them and then hand stitched over them in an irregular pattern. The idea is kind of like, hey, you're fighting and you're blocking with your arms a lot, so you have scars there. That's what I wanted it to look like. I also have hand stitching running across the curved seams on the front of the jacket and the central seam in the back of the jacket. I didn't want it to be too overloaded, but I always like having hand stitching in my designs. And then the other detail that I used throughout the jacket are these raw edges that I layered under flat fell seams because the fabric I was using has a really nice looking raw edge that doesn't fray out over time. I also used these on the sleeve caps, which had curve into the back of the jacket. I thought the caps give it a kind of armor protective vibe. And the jacket is lined with just a simple cotton fabric that is more robust than typical lining though, so that it can withstand the force of suddenly pushing your arm forward. Something that happened during sewing that actually wasn't intentional was that because the fabric is elastic, it was stretching when I sewed the zipper on top of it. And then when it wasn't stretching anymore, that meant that the zipper kind of curved. So you can see it leaves these bumps in the zipper. But even though it wasn't intentional, I actually really like this, especially when you have the zipper open. Then I think the wavy shape of the zipper looks really, really cool. I'm really happy with this jacket. It's definitely the most high quality piece of clothing I've ever made, and I think it just looks really cool. It also took me a good 3 weeks to make, and that's mainly because of developing the pattern for the sleeve, right? To have that functionality in the sleeve. And if you're interested in that process, I actually covered it in my last video.